If I start coughing and spurting all over the microphone, honestly, I think I'm going to cry. I just, one thing I really hate. I hate getting sick. Well, welcome back, guys, once again to another episode of the Moore Army podcast. Hope you're all doing well out there. I'm still a bit rough after being ill for a few days. I tell you what, getting bugs and sniffles and colds is the most annoying fucking thing I could ever get. I hate it so much, it does my head in. But anyway, yes, welcome back for another episode of the podcast. Hope you're all doing well, as I said, and hope you all had a great weekend. I, on the other hand, was as sick as a dog. But I'm getting there towards the end. I'm coming towards the end of the bug after the bug completely kicked the shit out of me for 2 days. 3 days. Maybe more, actually. We're on Tuesday morning here, so what a nightmare. Anyway, yes, welcome back, guys. Again, I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a pretty okay weekend, apart from obviously being sick. I was on my travels this past weekend as well. Got some stories I want to tell you about this weekend, what we get up to, and we've got some interesting things to talk about on the podcast today. And I got some of your messages and emails and whatnot I'm going to read out to you as well. But before we go any further in the podcast, as always, guys, you got to bear with me today because I'm still a bit rough around the edges. I've had 2 cups of coffee this morning. I had 2 scrambled eggs and a toasted muffin for breakfast this morning. So if I have to push pause maybe on this podcast a couple of times, maybe go and blow my snout, it's coming to the end of this fucking cold where it's like all your chest, the crap starts removing itself from your chest and all the old green shit starts coming out of you, and that's how you know it's breaking up and it's coming towards the end of this cold or whatever the fuck it is I have. It's an absolute nightmare. Anyway, back to business. So bear with me if I cough or sneeze or whatever. Maybe I'm not. Maybe the coffee, the second cup of coffee will give me that wee boost. So anyway, back to business. Hello to all our listeners here on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. If you're listening to it on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe. And drop a like on this video as well. And for all our listeners as well on TuneIn Radio for the second week. Yes, hello, welcome back to TuneIn Radio. Yeah, good numbers so far this week from TuneIn Radio. Thank you very much for all your tune-ins, should we say? For all your listens and streams and whatever else. Thank you very much for listening to us on the TuneIn Radio app, website, and wherever else you get your TuneIn Radio from. Whether it be your Alexa, your Google Home, your smart TVs, your Amazon Fire devices, Fire Sticks, you name it. We're on your devices now. Add us to your favorite. But some people were asking me about Google Homes. You got to add us to your home of podcasts to say, hey Google, Moore Army podcast, whatever. But we are there. So the first week has been a big success. So thanks, guys, for all your follows and stuff. And for new people who came across the podcast, a lot of you have been emailing me and stuff and Instagram messaging me over the last lot of days about coming across the podcast for the first time. So hello. And if you're new to the podcast and you'd like to get in touch with us, this is how you can do it via the following method. See, this bug's kicked the shit out of me. I don't even know what to do. Oh, and I got to go outside tonight too as well into the cold. The joys of football. More on that later. You want to contact us here on the podcast if you have any questions, anything at all you want to talk about, birthday messages, anything at all you want to give us a shout out on the podcast, you can do it by the following methods. You can contact us by the old email, which is moorarmypodcast@yahoo.com, Also, the old trusty social media, which I must apologise, I haven't really been posting very much on the Facebook lately. I posted a Mother's Day video yesterday from Sunday. Obviously being sick didn't help the fact that I couldn't vlog. Honestly, guys, if you'd have saw me on Sunday, well, Friday it was a bit rough. Saturday it was about a football on Saturday, but I was as rough as a badger's arse. Good old trusty paracetamol and Red Bull sorts that out. But yes, apologies for the Facebook not being as busy this week. Moore Army YouTube channel on Facebook. That's where you can get all the videos from the YouTube channel, our daily vlogs, and much, much more. Want to contact us on Instagram, official Matthew Moore. I'm on there too as well. You want to give me a message, which a lot of you do daily, which I really appreciate. I've got a lot of you starting to backlog over the weekend there. I replied to a few of you late last night. So I got back to a few of you last night as well. So thank you very much for all your messages on that. And also the website for all the merch and more. MooreArmy.co.uk, which is the main hub for the Moore Army, which you can get all your merchandise, watch all the videos from all our YouTube channels, and more. That's MooreArmy.co.uk. Guys, I'm feeling a little bit better today. I'll tell you a story. I was talking to you last Thursday on the podcast, and I didn't let on to you. I was kind of like feeling a bit rough, but I thought it was just fatigue. Now, I said to you I was going to have a beer on Thursday night, which I did. And Tony finally came around for a beer, first time in a while. And we actually celebrated 316 Day as well as having a good old beer together. For anybody out there who doesn't know what 316 Day is, as you all probably know, if you're a long time listener and viewer of my content online, I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm an ex-wrestler myself. My favourite wrestler of all time is Steve Austin, and his catchphrase was Austin 316. And on the 16th of the 3rd, which is 316, of course, because the Americans put the month before the date, so obviously we put it in the other way around. So it was made official in 2020 during lockdown, and from this day forth, he says, on the 16th of March will be known as 316 Day. So you'll be able to do the following things. For example, drink as much beer as you can until you pass out. All the things you went through, like flip your boss off, tell your boss to go and fuck himself, do whatever the hell you want. Basically, it's 316 Day. So me and Tony thought, it falls on the night he's coming around for a beer. This is my cheat day. We'll have a few beers and have a bit of fun. So we did. Tony went home about midnight. I, on the other hand, didn't. But as even before Tony arrived, after I recorded the podcast on Thursday, guys, I just felt the bug coming. When there's something working on you. And I don't really get sick that often, to be honest, because again, when you have kids and stuff like that, when you get sick, you just have to get up and get on with it. You can't hang about and cry and bitch and moan. Especially being a single dad, it's a fucking nightmare at times. For years. Over the last sort of 10 years or so, I've been on my own with Brooke and Lewis. I would say maybe once or twice over those 10 years that I've really had a severely bad flu. Like I had a bad flu November or early December, just before all that COVID bullshit hit the world. And God love Brooke and Lewis, they helped me so much around the house. But when I get sick, I just get up and get on it. So this was another case, but I felt this working on me on Thursday, and as time went on throughout the day, I just felt a bit fatigued, and I thought, something, I'll have a few beers with Tony, and I'll try and work it off. Fuck, was I wrong. Tony left about midnight, and I ended up continuing on to myself till about, you're going to be able to laugh at this here, thinking I'm such a bad person. 4 a.m. I sat and had beer too. Well, when I say beer, I had Sambuca, which I love, by the way. What else did I have? I think that was it. That was actually it. That's all I had. But I was just sitting there and I was listening to the music and I was just chilled out, relaxed, having a bit of fun. Went to bed, woke up the next day, and people might think, well, listen to this podcast going, he was hungover. Listen, I don't get hangovers that often, and that's being totally honest with you. I did have the last severe hangover I had was about 2 years ago. Maybe it was about 2 years ago. Excuse me, here comes the sniffles. It was not long after we were allowed to be with your family and stuff again after all that COVID restriction bullshit. Where Tony and I had a night one night. I had a few beers on the Thursday night, and then me and Tony had a few beers on the Friday. And I ended up really hungover on the Saturday morning. It was during the summer whenever they were letting people back around their families and all again. And I struggled that next day. Like, that's the first hangover I had in years. Now, normally, guys, and you're probably going to laugh at this, I'd sit up on the Thursday night, have a few beers, and I'm back up the next morning, fresh as a daisy. Up, showered, coffee, get on with my day, get Brooke and Lewis off to school, everything's all good. But I knew this past Friday when I woke up, I knew there was something working on me. And even when I spoke to Brooke the next morning, she's like, you're hungover. And I'm like, no, Brooke, I'm not hungover. It's something working on me. And as the day went on, I had a shower, I had coffee, I had food, and I knew by the middle of Friday, getting into the evening of Friday, I knew there was something coming along, and I felt like shit. So, I knew the next day, Lewis and I were off to Londonderry, or Derry, some people call it. Derry, Londonderry. It doesn't make a difference to me, I don't give a shit what you call it. I knew that we had to go there the next day for football. And guys, there's one thing I can't stand. I hate missing football on a Saturday. It pisses me off. Really does. I mean, I'm in the Irish League, 12 and a half years nearly? 13 years. It'll be 13 years soon, next year. And there's one thing I cannot stand, is I can't stand missing a game. I feel so guilty. And the whole amount of time, whether it be working for Bangor or working for the Welders or doing their media stuff, over the years, I would say I've legitimately missed, I'd say about 5 games, maybe over 13 years, 6 games tops, which it still bothers me to this day because I cannot stand missing games. I hate it with a passion. So I hate missing games. But I knew I was going to Londonderry or Derry on Saturday, and I said to Lewis, how are you feeling? Lewis was saying himself, Dad, I feel a bit tired today. I was like, right, you and I are going to bed early tonight. We're going to get an early night. We're going to get fucking sorted. We're going to get a good sleep. So what I done was, guys, I went upstairs about tea time, loaded up a paracetamol, plenty of water, had my dinner, climbed into bed. So obviously I was freshly showered and stuff, climbed into bed. But you just know when you just know there's something really working on you, and it was like, this is bullshit. I don't want to get sick. I can't afford to be sick. I don't want to be sick. Unfortunately, we can't make a decision. Obviously, it happens. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm supposed to be doing more vlogs this weekend. I'm supposed to be doing more stuff with the football. Like, what is going on here? Like, I can't get sick. So, anyway, cut a long story short, goes to bed. I'm actually sleeping, guys, for about 6:45 on Friday night. High rock and roll lifestyle that I live now. I'm in bed on a Friday night at 6:45 sleeping. So Brooke and Lewis are obviously still in the house there, farting about and whatever else, and they take themselves. Lewis goes to bed about 9. I get up to go to the bathroom about 10. Lewis is snoring his head off. Brooke's still in her room watching TV. At this point, I started feeling rough. Like rough, as in doggy, rough. Feeling like shit rough. So, went back to bed, said goodnight to Brooke, went back to bed, woke up again about 2 a.m, took more paracetamol, back to sleep, woke up the next morning at about 7, and fuck me, was I fatigued. I mean, I slept for nearly overall, apart from 2 bathroom breaks, about 12 hours. And I was still tired. I mean, I was fucking tired. Tired, sick as a dog, tired. But the sleep had helped a little bit. So I dozed back off to sleep again for about an hour or so. Finally had to get my ass out of bed, drag Lewis out of bed. Lewis was feeling okay. God, fuck me, man, getting up that morning for the shower. Gee whiz almighty, standing in that shower on Saturday morning. All I wanted to do was crawl back into bed and go to sleep. And people will probably be listening to this podcast going, it's only a football game, you didn't need to travel halfway across the fucking country. Like, literally 2 hours to get there just to go to a football game. But this is the thing, guys, this is how much I love football. This is Lewis and I's thing on a Saturday, where we always are on the road, whether it's a home game, which is Belfast, which is not too far from where we are, just up the road, or we are away somewhere, travelling, on the road, whether it be a bus or whatever it is we are, the team bus, we're on the road. We enjoy it because, well, look at it as now, especially now with Lewis being older, it's our wee thing of bonding. So it is. It's our wee day of bonding where we go out and have some father-son time. Plus the fact that Lewis, loves our team and the lads love him to bits. And the last year or so, he's built friendships with the goalkeepers at the club. Now, 3 of the goalkeepers are no longer there anymore. But these 2 new boys have come in. These 2 Canadian fellas, and they are treating Lewis really, really well. They love Lewis to bits, and Lewis has a great relationship with them. It's not even just that, there are all the other players too, and all the staff and everybody, the management especially too, all love Lewis, and he loves it, and I love it too as well, because obviously now my son gets to travel with me to football every Saturday, and it's great. It's our wee way of spending time together. Okay, Brooke doesn't come to football with us anymore like she used to when she was younger, because Brooke's 18 here in a few months, and she's out normally on a Saturday with her boyfriend, or she's working, or she's doing something different. So I'm trying to enjoy. I've had all those years with Brooke, and now I'm trying to enjoy the last few years with Lewis, because it won't be long before Lewis does his own thing. I'm not saying that he's ever going to walk away from the Irish League. I hope he doesn't. I hope when he's still 18, 19, he still comes to football on a Saturday, because I would love to still be spending time with him at the weekends and travelling up and down the road with him at the weekends and going to football and still going to Liverpool matches and all together too as well. So, but that's why I'm trying to enjoy these last few years, because Brooke at the minute's obviously doing her own thing now. So, but anyway, back to the story, guys, about me. Fuck me, Saturday we went to Belfast to meet the team, and had a shower, dosed up the paracetamol again, get on the team bus, and all I wanted to do, I sat up at the front of that team bus, guys. Oh, all I wanted to do was sleep. Like, legitimately sleep. I was just fucking so tired. So after a long journey, we finally got there, got the Londonderry, whatever they call it, the Ram McBride Brandywell Stadium. What a beautiful little stadium it is down there. Cracking ground. And the best thing about it is, we got another win. We win 1-0. So all happy trip home. But as soon as I got through the door on Saturday night, guys, after football, son of a bitch, I was so tired. I got a wee bit of a buzz during the afternoon, because I had 2 tins of Red Bull, 2 coffees, and you're probably thinking to yourself, you're going to give yourself a heart attack with all that Red Bull. 2 tins of Red Bull, 2 coffees, 2 heart attacks. See, I'm fucking delusional. Anyway, yes, so I got a wee bit of a kick in the afternoon, but as that wore off, when I came home I was fucked, and I went straight to bed again. But I got up on Sunday and it wasn't too bad. I felt a wee bit more better. I finally dragged my ass around to see Mum for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you, all your mums out there this past Sunday. Hope you all had a great day. I'm actually dreading back to hear back what I sound like on this podcast today. Probably sound like I'm loaded with a cold. But anyway, yes, I went and spent a few hours with Mum on Mother's Day, which was great to see Mum. Done a wee bit of recording around there, so I did. I shared a wee photograph of Dad, by the way, on Instagram yesterday, which I took last Sunday, to give us more of an update on how he's doing. You seen a wee short clip of him briefly at the start whenever we arrived at Mum and Dad's house. I'm going to weed him back into the vlogs eventually, guys, because I'm just sort of wanting to give him time to sort of fully recuperate and get himself back on his feet before I start sticking a camera in his fucking face again. Because a lot of you were saying, like, why didn't you put your dad in the vlog on Sunday, and blah 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 blah. And it was like, because I want him to be like fully happy and stuff. And you know something, I was actually sitting here thinking yesterday about doing an idea about maybe bringing him onto the podcast for a chat, not just to talk about what happened to him recently, just to chat about things in general, talk about life. about him growing up in Belfast during the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and his years at school, when he left school, and he worked in the council for 25 years, and all the struggles he had growing up trying to make ends meet to put food on the table, and all these wee different things. And Dad's, now with the podcast being so free now and unleashed, Dad can talk freely, which is great. So I'm thinking about running an idea by him in the next week or two, maybe try and get him on for a wee chat. Because I wouldn't mind getting him on to have a wee chat with him, talk about his life growing up, and talk about his family and talk about him and everything else, because I think that would be a really interesting conversation. Mum and I obviously would be sort of like very closed book, but Dad loves talking, and I think it'd be great to get Dad on the podcast to talk about it, and obviously then talk about recently what happened to him as well. So I might run that by him this week just to see what he says, and just say to him, just even sit down for half an hour to 40 minutes, just I'll put a mic in front of you, I'll talk to you, and we'll just have a conversation, just shoot the breeze, father and son, just have a wee chat, and just talk about everything growing up and all the different things, you know what I mean? Because I've been sitting here rumbling ideas around my head now, obviously, about the podcast and trying to get different people onto it. So I just want to get more people involved in this podcast as much as possible. But anyway, yes, excuse me, getting back to the story at hand. Obviously, I went and see Mum and Dad on Sunday for Mother's Day. Came home on Sunday night and just literally busted out in the sofa. So at the minute I'm feeling a wee bit better, but I'm still I feel a bit cloggy. As I said at the start here, I'm thinking about this when I get sick. It's like when I get to the end of being sick, my chest breaks up and all the out flame comes out and all the crap that's lying in your chest is all coming out. And that's how you know it's coming to the end. So thank God it's nearly coming to the end. So hallelujah. And then I got to go out tonight here to football to take photographs. I think Lewis is coming with me as well. We've got to do some photographs of the players, some promo headshots and stuff like that. And then I'm trying to think, what else have I got on the rest of this week? Well, I haven't got very much on this week, to be honest with you. So I've got a vlog coming out either today or tomorrow, where you see Lewis and I at football a few weeks ago in the snow. It's so funny because Lewis is like all the snow at the side of the pitch and all. It's actually pretty, really funny. Got some of that footage coming up as well. And I think as well, guys, a lot of you were asking me over the weekend too as well. Sorry, it's just popped into my head there. This past weekend, the Belfast Giants were playing two big giant games. Ice hockey, by the way, that's what you're talking about. Against Cardiff Devils, and people were asking why we weren't there. It's because we were fucking sick. That's why. Okay, I went to football on Saturday. I couldn't go to the Saturday game because obviously by the time I got back from the football, I would have made it in time for the game. And then Sunday, it was Mother's Day, and I still felt a bit rough around the edges. So that's why I didn't go. Now, they are playing this Friday and Saturday, and we are like 90% sure we're going to be there this weekend for those games, because it's going to be a hectic weekend. I'm at hockey Friday, Saturday football, Saturday night hockey, and then Sunday morning, Tony and I is away to Dublin this Sunday. That's why I'm hoping this fucking crap clears up before Sunday, because Tony and I are heading to Dublin for a trip overnight. He wants to go and see Snoop Dogg in Dublin. I know Snoop Dogg was in Belfast last week, but Tony wants to go to Dublin because he just loves Dublin. So, road trip. We've got a road trip. We've got a nice hotel we're staying in. We're going to go out for dinner. We're going to go to the show. So I'm going to do a couple of vlogs while I'm down there, which I can't wait. I'm looking forward to getting down to the old Dublin. I haven't been down to Dublin for a long time, so I'm looking forward to getting down there. Spend a bit of time in the town, and obviously fart about, and then go to the show, and then home the next day for Lewis's birthday, because Lewis's birthday is next Monday. Lewis turned 14 next Monday, guys. It's fucking insane. I can't believe Lewis is 14. It's actually scary, the fact that he's 14. Like, any of my long time viewers out there, do you remember Lewis when he first came into the vlogs? Like 2016. Like, look at him then, look at him now. It's crazy. So I've got a bit of work to do actually this week on a birthday video for him for next Monday, which I'm hoping to get that all completed. But yeah, 14, scary biggies. So any birthday messages for Lewis? or anything you want to do, get in touch with us here, and we'll read them all out to him on his birthday video on the Monday. So 14. My God, I remember like it was yesterday. Anyway, that's pretty much what I was up to. Sorry for rambling on for about 20 minutes here so far in the bloody podcast, but yeah, let's get into some of the stuff that I want to talk about today. Here, I came across this program that was sent my direction by a viewer, and I've watched the first 4 episodes on, what was it on? I can't even remember now. It's called This England. A viewer sent it my way because obviously they know I have my views on the whole bumbling Boris Johnson and the COVID crap and all the bullshit that happened over the last 3 years with the country and stuff. And it was actually a viewer, put it my way and says, Matthew, Sky have made this program called This England. You need to go and check it out. And I'm like, okay. So I read up about it and thought, fucking COVID bollocks, Boris Johnson, the whole... I'm thinking to myself, do I really want to spend time watching that? So I thought, you know something? I sat the other day when it wasn't too great, and I went, right, I'm going to give this a go. And it's actually it is a good show. But I'm looking at it and going, like, what the fuck? There's a lot of, like, what the fuck moments in it where I'm looking at it and going, no, that's not the way it happened, and that's not the way it happened, and they lied about this, and they lied about that, and they were kind of making it out worse than what it was, but then again, so did everybody at the very start of the whole thing, you know, and only 4 episodes in, I think it's 6 episodes long, and it's like, it's a bit strange. Now, we all know about Boris Johnson and what he was like, and his lies, and all his bullshit that he talked about, and all his stammering and stumbling about, and the whole Partygate stuff, which I actually have a wee story I wanted to talk about it today, about bumbling Boris, but it's just that a viewer brought it to my attention saying, Matty, you got to check this out. It's called This England. Go and check it out. Let me know what you think. And I've watched it, said to you, I think there are 3 or 4 I've watched, and it's kind of like, okay, the production of it's great. It's a great way it's filmed and stuff, but some of it's just like, I could talk about it all day, but I'm not going to. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, guys, it's online, available to watch. I'm not too sure why it's just available on Sky, but this person sent me a link to watch it, so I watched the bits and bobs of it. It's called This England. Check it out if you can, and let me know what you think about it. Anyway, speaking about bumbling Boris, apparently he's facing the Partygate hearing this week. He's due to go this week, and there's a possibility, there's a lot of different things that, you know, he obviously possibly face about the whole Partygate situation. Was he partying during lockdowns? Was he not partying during lockdowns? Was he at a cheese and wine business meeting with all his colleagues and all? Like, what the fuck? Like, really? You know, there's all the possibilities that he could lose his seat in Parliament. There's possibilities he could be suspended. Possibility he may even get a different type of punishment. There's possibility that he might even get away with it. But with all these corrupt politicians and stuff in the world, you know yourself, guys, he'd probably get away with it. And he'd be walking around going, yeah, okay, Boris, get a haircut while you're at it, son. But again, after watching that program, it's especially at the start of it, where they were all saying, like, you know, lock yourself away, 2 meters, you must wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. And then you watch that program, they're all running around the office together, like loads of them all together. No distancing, no masks, no fuck all. And then it shows you people standing outside in the shops, like we're all doing, standing like fucking sheep, going to the slaughter, waiting to get into a shop, and people were fighting over toilet rolls and pastas, and what a little shit it was. But apparently how bumbling Boris is going to his wee fucking hearing this week. So he has tomorrow, apparently Wednesday. So let's see how he gets on. We'll talk about it on Thursday, if there's any sort of determination of what happens to him. Wee sad story I want to talk about this week, guys, in the podcast, which is really, really sad to see. I mean, a lot of you have probably heard it all over the news and all over the media over the last lot of months about Bruce Willis. Wow, that guy. What an icon of the industry of acting and entertainment and whatever else, and you all know I'm being diagnosed with dementia recently, which is a fucking killer. Like, seriously, this guy is a legend when it comes to being an actor. I mean, everybody remembers him from the Die Hard movies and Armageddon and all these different movies that he's done over the years, whether it be serious movies, comedy movies. You know, he even appeared in TV shows like Friends. Fuck me, he's done so much over the years, guys. And a recent photograph has appeared online. And I was reading a wee article this morning, or before I pushed record on the podcast today, that his wife speaks of her grief of his dementia at his 60th birthday. I'll read you a wee extract here from the article I was reading this morning. His wife Emma, the wife of actor Bruce Willis, has spoken out about the grief and sadness she feels over her husband's dementia, as they recently celebrated his 68th birthday. I've started the morning by crying, as you can see by my swollen eyes. It's important to see all the sides of this, she says, as she continues to raise awareness about his condition. He was diagnosed this past month, February. This came after it came out with obviously difficulty with his speech and stuff like that, which is a heartbreaking thing to deal with every day. She addresses, and she also put a public post out on social media as well. It says she addressed the loss she feels as she cares for her husband every day. She just wants to thank everybody for all the support over the last lot of weeks and months, obviously, about his recent obviously diagnosis, etc. as well. It's just fucking, even his ex-wife too as well has been saying too, and all his close friends, and the recent photograph of him, he's just lost so much weight and he just looks, oh man, what a legend. You know, he's another legend from that generation that was, movies back then were awesome. And I still have this debate about Bruce Willis this day: is Die Hard a Christmas movie? People keep saying it's not. In my opinion, it is. It's one of them films you just have to watch at Christmas. It's like the first Lethal Weapon movie too. I always watch at Christmas. But some of the stuff that this guy's done over the years is just unbelievable. He's an icon. You know, he will always be remembered for all the stuff that he's done. And it's so sad to see a recent picture of him and obviously see his wife openly to the public and the world say how she's feeling about it all. And it's so sad to see anybody with dementia, you know what I mean? And 68, I mean, he's so young. I mean, there's my mum, she's 62, Dad's 64, you know what I mean? And okay, Dad's had his recent health scare and stuff, which is a little bit worrying, but again, thank the Lord, Dad's okay now and he's on the mend. And it's just, when you see things like that, it just breaks your fucking heart in two. So it really does break your heart in two. Two other things I want to talk about before I move on. Apparently Mr. Donald Trump's getting arrested this week. Did you hear that story? Hey, fucking thickwigs getting arrested this week. So he is apparently apparently he's getting arrested in New York this week. But a lot of different things. So there's all these stories going around. I was checking actually around the multiple sources this morning just to confirm that this could possibly happen this week. And I was just reading a main story this morning on the website TMZ.com where they were saying that apparently he is going to be arrested this week. Now, I'll give you I think I've talked about Donald Trump before. Have I talked about him on the podcast? I think I have. I met Donald Trump personally for about a minute in 2007 in Detroit, Michigan, outside Ford Field. And for all that time I had with him, for all that minute or two, whatever it was, he was nice. Big fucking dude. Big ass dude. Big, tall, broad-shouldered motherfucker. He's a big dude. Like, hands like shovels. And the probably thinking to yourself, well, what the fuck were you doing in Detroit, Michigan? I was there for a WWE event, WrestleMania 23, where Donald Trump was part of it. He was in a match where he picked a wrestler to go against the owners of the company, Vince McMahon. He picked a wrestler, And whoever lost the fight, either Vince or Donald Trump, had to have their head shaved bald. Obviously, everybody knew that Donald Trump wasn't going to get his head shaved bald, so obviously Vince got his head shaved, and there was a whole big story. Drew big numbers worldwide, 80,000 people in Ford Field Stadium. To be there was incredible. But we got to see him up close. He was shaking people's hands, saying hi to everybody. Looked at him straight in the face, and I went, "Nice to meet you, Donald." And he went, "Oh, you're not from the States?" And I went, "No, Northern Ireland." And he went, "Oh, Northern Ireland, good golfing country," he says. "Do you know my golf course?" And I just laughed and went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Good golfing country," he says. "Good to have you in our country. Enjoy your time here," he says. And he shook our hands and away he went. Nice guy. But obviously everybody knows about Donald Trump. You know, he's a successful businessman. People always say he's a womanizer. He can be a bit of a womanizer. He loves the ladies. Donald Trump's always loved the ladies. You know, but he's a successful businessman. He's the ex-president of the United States. And in my opinion, a hell of a better president than what fucking Mr. Sleepy Joe Biden has ever been. Mr. I fall asleep at meetings, sniff women's hair, act inappropriately around young people. Don't even remember what day it is. Fall down steps, fall off bikes. Can't even remember my own bloody name half the time. Telling people to prepare for fucking hurricane season by getting vaccinated. The guy is just a complete walking disaster. He should be in a care home. But how he ever got elected for president, I will never know. People are saying that apparently Donald Trump is in the line for the next presidency. To be quite honest with you guys, I don't get involved much in politics. I like to make an opinion now and again, as you all probably know here on the podcast and whatever else. But Donald Trump was a good president for a lot of reasons. Obviously, he was a bit of a controversial womanizer and people don't like him because of who he is and all that nonsense. But, you know, when he was in charge, the economy was through the roof. Unemployment was down low. Everything was going well. He had, like, Vladimir Putin in his back pocket. He had all these things under control. He started, immigration was coming down rapidly. He was doing really, really well. I know people were saying like controversy because he built this wall around the Mexican border, and people were saying like, "Oh shit, no, Donald Trump's a racist," and blah blah blah. I gave you my view on this a couple of weeks ago about people coming into other people's countries. If you're coming in illegally just to try and claim benefits and lie on your ass all day, get your ass out of my fucking country. But if you're coming in to contribute towards the country and contribute towards the economy and work hard and pay your tax like everybody else, then you're welcome. But he was good. He was a good, in my eyes. He was a good. Obviously, he was a good president. Obviously, the controversy about the whole thing about the time where all the people arrived at the White House and they tried to go crazy and break into the buildings and stuff like that. And this is another reason why he's getting arrested today. Well, yes, tomorrow maybe, because of this whole thing as well. With them people broke into the building and protested and all that jazz and stuff like that. There, it's a whole big story. You can read about it on TMZ.com. Or any big news main website across the United States. But again, guys, he is controversial. But at the end of the day, you know, he's a successful businessman. He knows how to do business. As I said to you when he was president, my sniffles starting to come fucking on. He had a few good deals done. He had, like, remember he stepped away. Putin decided to call fucking war, and Sleepy Joe Biden takes all his American troops out of a certain area and leaves all the weapons behind for them, the enemy, to take, like guns and tanks and helicopters and all, because Sleepy Joe Biden's as thick as two short planks. He's like a fucking child, and it leaves all his toys behind at the nursery school, and then he goes back and goes, "No, somebody else has got them. I want my toys." Sleepy Joe Biden is a fucking nightmare. And apparently he was coming over. I said he was coming over here. Was it last week he was coming over here or something like that to celebrate the thing with the whole Good Friday agreement here in Northern Ireland? I think I'll be sending the car up to him to change his pad and empty his catheter bag. Fucking old guy's miserable as shit. But yes, apparently Donald Trump is getting arrested this week. So there you go. Donald Trump's under arrested. Flip. Don't think he'll spend much time in the slammer, to be honest. One more thing I want to talk about before we get into some of your stuff, guys. I've got a wee article here I want to read out to you today. Where is it? There we go. It decides to bloody work. I had it rough. Seriously, my head is gone today. There we go. Now, you all know, I keep talking about these royal family, and some of you are loving it and some of you are not. But I saw this morning, and it's kind of like, what is going on? Apparently the king has now been told to give Andrew the boot, saying he's trying to worm his way back into the royal family. Now, guys, you don't even want to know what I would do with Prince Andrew. Because I know what I would do with him. It involves the Thames River and my boot up his ass and him being booted into the fucking river. You all know he stepped down, obviously, from his royal duties. He was stripped stuff from his mum back in 2019, and now his mum's not about no more, and he's trying to worm his way back into the royal family, especially with his coronation coming up soon of the king. And again, it's putting bad light on the royal family again, especially with the whole Harry and Meghan crap. I heard this morning as well on the radio that they're making plans for this coronation thing now without the Harry and Meghan's, and I think it's good because they're fucking drama queens. I talked about this in last week's podcast about Harry being whipped and under the thumb, saying that he's scared of his wife. I was actually reading more about that when I was on the bus journey to Londonderry at the weekend. A lot more people were saying that they think that Harry's whipped. But when it comes to King Charles with his brother Andrew, my opinion, kick that son of a bitch to the curb. He's been accused of sexual assault on young ladies. He's been accused of all these different things under the sun. My opinion, his mum saved his ass before she passed away. Listen, I wouldn't have that son of a bitch anywhere near my family. So I wouldn't. And again with the other two as well, Meghan and Harry, the drama queens, I wouldn't even have them there either. So I wouldn't. Screw them. They want to go out there and act like tits. He wants to go out and be a fucking pervert. Kick him to the curb. He wants to get married to a drama queen who gives nothing but bad publicity, which drove his grandmother and his grandfather over the edge and put nothing but bad spotlight on the royal family and blah blah blah. And everybody knows the royal family is not perfect. We all know that. But would you have them there to try and? I mean, obviously the coronation comes all about the king, and we celebrate the life of the passing of the queen. Obviously, we've already done that with our funeral service now, but we have great memories about her and stuff. And then we go on now to crown the king and whatever else, and it's all the spotlight be on them. What's Harry and Meghan doing? What's Harry and Meghan doing? Who gives a fuck what they're doing? Way back to your fucking house in America with your 16 bathrooms and your 4 butlers and your 300 million you got from fucking Netflix, whatever the fuck it is, else take yourself off where you go. Oh, we're here to save the planet and we're going to be saving the planet, but you get on your private jet? Fuck you. Off you go. You know what I mean? And then Andrew, obviously, all the stuff that he's been up to, and nah. King needs to kick those sons of bitches to the curb. Goodbye. See ya. Nice to know you. He was stripped of his royal duties for a reason. Keep it that way. That's my opinion on it all. Keep it that way. Offski, as I say, goodbye. On your bike. As I would say, on your bike. But anyway, we got a bit of breaking news here while I'm talking to you. 2 wee seconds. No, it hasn't. They're going to publish it shortly. The Partygate defence thing is being published soon. I was just closing my laptop up here to go on the emails, and it just popped up there, and I thought I may have had a bit of breaking news in the podcast for you as I was recording here this morning, but unfortunately not. Let's get into some of your emails, guys, because a lot of you have been contacting me over the weekend and whatnot. So let's get on to some of your wonderful emails. Let's have a look here and see. Right, first one here is from Jessica. Jessica, I can't even pronounce your surname, Jessica. I apologise. Jessica is from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, hello, from Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Jessica. Never even knew I had a listener in Australia. There we go. Hi, Matthew. Just came across your podcast a few weeks ago on Apple Music, and I fell in love with it. Love the way you speak open and honestly. I love the fact now you've changed your podcast to Fully Unleashed. I felt that on the Tuesday podcast, you were very, very held back for what you could say. I am from the UK originally, living here in Australia for the last 10 years, and was just browsing through some of the UK podcasts and came across yourself. Great to hear you on a weekly basis. Keep up the good work. I've also started now watching some of your YouTube channel videos from the last few years. Keep up the good work. Love the podcast. And hopefully one day when I'm back in the UK, maybe run into you in person. All the best. Oh, isn't that lovely? Jessica, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Do you want to sound some of that nice warm weather over here at the minute? It's fucking freezing over here. Yeah, thanks for subscribing and following the podcast and stuff and watching some of the videos. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad to be fully unleashed now because I can speak freely. Still got a lot of the old wee woke dopes coming in every week saying, oh, you're offending me, I'm going to cancel you. Go and cancel your fucking self. Honest to God, I got a funny email the other day from this fucking lefty snowflake window licking fucking balloonhead the other day. Went into a full rant at me. I was actually going to publish it but cover their name up on their email to show you guys how much of a fucking numpty this person was. Like saying that I should be ashamed of myself for posting videos on YouTube and, you know, my opinions on COVID are bullshit. I should still be staying at home and washing my hands every 5 minutes, and I should be ashamed as a father for publishing videos on YouTube, and what I have to say about this and that is ridiculous. And they listened to my recent podcast on Gary Lineker and said that I was such a shameful person, and they're going to report my podcast to Apple and Spotify, and they put on this whole big 5, 6 fucking 7 paragraph rant. And I just looked at it and went, what type of fucking lunatic are you to sit in a fucking house of yours, whether you're on a laptop or a phone or you're in a padded cell or you're in a nutcase house or you're in a basement or your garden shed or wherever the hell you are, and sit there and type all that and call me everything, saying that I'm a bad parent and I don't know what I'm doing and apparently I'm fake. And what else did he go on to say? He's going to write a personal email to the ice hockey authorities of the UK to have me stop doing vlogs at the Belfast Giants games. He's also, he noticed that I do videos of football stadiums. Liverpool, the Welders, now he's going to write emails to them complaining because I should be not allowed and restricted to film. He mentioned the club that me and Lewis work for, and I'm like, you dopey son of a bitch, the media officer emails come straight to fucking me, you clown. I'm just like, you fucking absolute goat. So people like that, why are you wasting your fucking time? You think it's going to affect me? I'm going to lose sleep? Go and do yourself a favour. Wake up tomorrow morning, or wherever it is you're from, whatever time tomorrow, whatever day is, give yourself a wee shake and get yourself a fucking life. So I actually sat and read that, and I was in stitches of laughing. I even showed it to Lewis, and Lewis was pissing himself laughing. I was like, yep, this is the woke dopes, this is the easily offended morons that I get contact me every week. But it's funny, I just laugh. But that email, I was going to publish it, I thought, you know something, I'm not even going to bother. Because you know me now, guys, I don't give a fuck anymore. For years, I used to say nothing about bullies and trolls and just let the police deal with it or whatever else. See now, anybody comes to my home or anybody tries to target me in a really nasty, offensive, derogatory manner, I nail the bastards to the wall. I don't care anymore. I have a platform now where I can share and name and shame. I've told policemen this. I've told people who I know in law, listen, they're good enough to go on to public platforms like social media and name and shame me and call me all these accusations under the sun. Why can't I do it back? Why can't I just take that and show it to the world and name and shame these sons of bitches? It's like recently over the last year or two when people have came to my house trying to throw stuff at the house. I've got cameras all around the house. I posted it on social media. Within an hour or two, people in the local area knew who they were. I got their names, addresses, boom, bang, police at the door, taken to court, prosecuted. This is what makes me sick with this society today, how people can just walk around thinking they can do what they want. People don't understand the damage that social media and other stuff like that can do to people's mental health. And for a long time, guys, I used to sit here and beat myself up about it, saying, all these people are calling me this and calling me that, and I'm trying to be protective of my name and protective of this and that. See, now, I couldn't give a fucking monkey's toss. You want to come along and give me dog's abuse? Bring it on, motherfucker, because I will come back at you. As the saying goes, you want to come at me, I'm going to come back at you like a bulldozer and I'm going to run right over the fucking top of you. I don't put up with bullshit no more from anybody. If I meet somebody in the street, like, not so much anymore, but recently, about a month or so ago, I was walking past a lot of young lads, maybe 17, 18-year-olds, and they're all like, Matthew, that's the way they sound. And I walk straight in the middle of them and I goes, lads, what is your fucking problem? We don't like your YouTube. So you're going to stand in the street like a complete dick. That just goes to show you what type of job your parents did, bringing you up. You're standing in the middle of the street screaming my name, trying to get a reaction. Well, I'm here to ask you what your problem is. We just don't like your YouTube videos. We think they're fucking shite. Do you? Well, keep your opinions to yourself. Good to know. Just goes to show you that you must be obsessed with me, because the fact that you're still watching, even though you don't like me, means you're obsessed. Have a nice day. And I walked away, and I didn't know what to think. See, now, I couldn't give a monkey's toss. But that email I got, I think it was Saturday or Friday night. So the fact that person took so much time out of their fucking day to write all that email, it's hilarious. So they're going to report me to all these different places that get me from stopping vlogging. Sick people. Moving on. Sorry for the rant, by the way. It's just when I just love it. Before I continue on the next email, I always look at it and I always say to Brooke and I see trolls. It's so funny because when I talk about it on the podcast, I think I mentioned this actually last week, it's like me sitting along the side of a river like a wee gnome, and the river's all full of trolls, and I'm just dropping in the fish line to catch them all and reel them in. And they're all biting. It's funny. I love meeting trolls. It's hilarious. Or you see them online in the mouth at you, and then when you see them in public, they shit their pants and the piss runs down their leg and they crap themselves and they run down the road crying to their mummy. Oh, Matthew Moore told me off. Matthew Moore's it. Go away. For all the 98 or 99.8% of the people who actually follow us and who are decent and have an honest conversation with me, and we have people I have general argy-bargy with, back and forward, talk about stuff and all, and debate and all, I love all that. But for that like 0.8% or whatever it is, the little fuckwits who sit in their house every week trying to like, oh, I'm going to troll him with a message and tag him in a group chat on Messenger or tag him in a group chat on Instagram, and we're all going to sit and call them names and see if we can get a reaction from them. Clearly your balls haven't dropped yet, or clearly you haven't matured. Or if you're a grown adult, then clearly you have no life and you have no friends. You'd take a look at yourself. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to the next email. Right, where are we? I want to hear from Owen. Owen is from Carrickfergus here in Northern Ireland. Hello, Owen. How are you? It's actually spelled Owien. Owen. Nice. Hi, Matthew. Just wanted to ask you a quick question. When was the last time you ever visited Carrickfergus? When was the last time you were at Carrick Rangers football ground? And also, any summer holidays planned? Look forward to hopefully seeing you one time either at a Belfast Giants game, Northern Ireland game, or if you're ever at Carrick Rangers ground, I'll come up and say hello to you. Look forward to meeting you and Lewis in person. Enjoy the podcast. Love all the videos. Keep up the good work. Owen. Hello, Owen. How are you? The last time I was in Carrick, my God, was before COVID, like. It was well before COVID. I would say probably 2019. Springtime 2019. So it was. Last time I was at Carrick Rangers' ground, gee whiz, 2018 with the Welders that night. We were playing them in the County Antrim Shield. I think it was there 17 or 18. And I met a lot of fans down there, actually, from Carrick, funny enough. I've got friends who live in Carrick, actually. So I have. And I'm actually got to know quite, well, not really well, but known recently. Sturdy King, the manager of Carrick. We sat beside each other at the Irish Cup draw this year, the 5th round draw at Windsor Park, sitting cracking jokes with each other and having a laugh and a joke. Such a nice guy. Lovely, lovely guy. But yeah, Carrick Rangers, got been there for a long time. So I used to go there quite a bit whenever they were in the championship when I was working with Bangor years ago. But yeah, see, to be honest with you guys, I've been to Carrick a good few times over the years, but I've never actually spent proper time in Carrick. Never stepped foot in Carrickfergus Castle. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck, like, seriously? I know. But yeah, I must go down sometime, maybe over the summer or something, maybe spend a day in Carrick. Go do a bit of shopping. Go to the castle. Do something else. You know, to see. But yeah, thanks for your email, I appreciate it. hopefully one day, if the Welders get promoted to the Premier League, we'll be doing Carrick quite a bit. Or maybe we can get drawn with Carrick in the Cup. You never know. I look forward to meeting you too as well, Owen. Thanks for your email. I do appreciate it a lot. Right, I got onto now the Instagram. I'm going to go on to the Instagram here and see. Now, I got this one last night. But I say late on. It was actually quite late on. Let me see. I'm trying to see now who it's from. The name of the person is Laura. I hope I've got that right. On Instagram, their name is Aussie. So this is quite a bit of I actually replied to them, and I promised them I would read this out in the podcast today. Here we go. Get the reading glasses on for this one. I'm only joking. Hi Matthew. I am a relatively new fan after my brother John and his boys Isaac and Jacob kept talking about your vlogs. In fact, anytime I brought the boys to a Belfast Giants game, they'd be running around mad hoping to see you. Okay. I started watching around Halloween and haven't missed a vlog or a podcast since. Thank you. My brother John, on the other hand, has been a fan of your vlogs for a good number of years. It's a bit of a family tradition to watch a new vlog with the boys. When the boys sit down to their dinner after school. Wow. John and his fiancée Emma are getting married this Friday, the 24th of March. And I was wondering if you could give them a shout out on your podcast, wishing them good luck for the big day. I'll stop reading this right now. I'll also say this right now. Right. Emma and John. You're getting married tomorrow? You're getting married? Really? You mad? I'm only kidding. Been there myself. I actually do miss being married sometimes. It's just the thought of having a partner. But then forget about me. It's your wedding day tomorrow, guys. All I can say to you is I hope that the sun is shining and it's a beautiful day and you both have a great day. Now, I'm going to give you a wee tip about your wedding day. Now, I don't know how many people are coming to this wedding, whether there's a lot of people coming. But all I can say to you is enjoy every moment of it, because the day will go in so quick in the blink of an eye. You're running around, obviously, first of all, getting yourself ready, especially the bride, which I'm sure she'll probably look beautiful. Get yourself prepared for the wedding. Then you get married. And then after that, you're going around seeing everybody, and you've got your first dance, your speech, whatever else. All your things are going on so quickly, and your day goes by so quickly. And all I can say to you is just take a moment to yourselves, whether it be you're getting your photographs done or whatever it is, or just take a wee moment and just take a breath and enjoy the day together. Because, guys, I'll tell you what, your wedding day will go in so quick, and it's the best day ever. Like, trust me, I've been there. My wedding wasn't special. My wedding was small. But, guys, honestly, enjoy it. I hope you have a fantastic day. Really enjoy every moment of it. Relish every moment. Take as many pictures as you can. Do videos on your phones. I'm sure you probably have videographers there recording your special day. Get as much memories as you can, because that's a day you'll always remember. And from obviously being married once myself, which I still miss being married, and I hope one day maybe get married again if Miss Right comes along. Fingers crossed. Any single people in your family? I'm only kidding. I'm kidding. Honestly, guys, have a fantastic day. Enjoy every moment of it, because it's a day you'll never forget. And I hope the sun shines for you. And honestly, let me know how he's get on. I really do hope you have a smashing day, because it's one of those days. It's like I always look at a wedding as a moment in your life that's like one of the top moments of your life. Like, for example, you get married, your first child's born, your first job, first girlfriend, boyfriend, your first day at school, all those iconic moments in your life, and a wedding's up there at the top. So as I said to you, guys, enjoy your wedding, because honestly, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'm sure both of you will look smart, and I'm sure you've got yourself ready for your first dance and all as well, and you're going to shake your booty. And John, don't know why you're a drinker or not. Have a beer for me. And enjoy your day, guys, honestly, because at the end of the day, it's a massive day, and I'm sure you'll all have a great time. But let me get back to reading here what I was saying here in the rest of the email. They said it would mean the world to them, both of them, as they're huge supporters of yours. Oh, Jacob, Isaac, and Jack, their boys, would also be pretty impressed by this. Okay, so they got 3 boys. I'm sure they'll all look pretty smart in their wee suits as well. Would also be pretty impressed. But if I understand if you're tortured with requests, though I missed this, but I thought I would try in case we were lucky. Keep being you, Moore Army forever. And I wrote back to them saying, thanks for supporting, really appreciate it, usual, etc. And I said, thank you so much. Sending love and well wishes to your dad also. Thank you, Laura. Guys, this is the reason why I do YouTube. This is the reason why I do podcasting, for things like this. You know what I mean? Like, people like that who, you know, take time out of their day. I mean, they're saying they're about watching the vlogs at dinner time with their boys. You know what I mean? Just little things like that make me smile. I've said this before, I don't ask for much out of YouTube. I don't ask for much out of of this podcast. I use this podcast now as a way of unloading my feelings and how I feel about certain things and how I talk about things like that. And then my YouTube channel is obviously because me and the kids love making videos for a bit of fun, whatever else. I don't ask people to take time out of their day to watch our videos. I don't ask people to take time out of their day to stream our podcast or download it onto their playlists or whatever, or listen to it now on all their different devices. You know, but they do it because, for some strange reason, they want to watch us. And you don't understand how much that means to us. I say this every week. It means a lot to us, every single week. And when I get messages like that, it's just, wow. It's incredible. So it is. It really is incredible. And I hope tomorrow they have an amazing... Is it Friday? Why I keep saying tomorrow? Is it Friday? Friday the 24th. It's Friday. I keep saying tomorrow. Do you know why? Because I keep thinking this is Thursday. Friday. Apologies. I hope they have a fucking amazing day. And I hope they are happy. And their family have a great day. And the sun shines. And they make so many memories out of that day. Hell, I remember my wedding day like it was yesterday. I got married in 2005. February. I'd have been married, 18 years this past month? 18 years ago I got married, and I remember that like it was fucking yesterday. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'll tell you a story, actually, before I go on to another message from someone. This is what I know about the podcast. I can just rant. It's fucking great, and people listen to me. Story time. I should do a segment on this thing called Story Time with Matthew. My wedding day, Jesus Christ, man, I remember like it was yesterday. And it's so funny because how we ended up getting married was so strange, because we met so young. We got engaged within the first month or two, which was a silly decision. We had a fallout. We got back together. Then we kind of got engaged again, and then we finally we were about to live with each other. It was we were just about to move in each other, and we did. And we were living together, and we were on the verge of purchasing our first home. And I'll never forget it. We actually just moved into our new home, and we were living there and whatever else. And we were just having a conversation one night for a joke and a laugh. And I turned around and said to her, "You'll never marry me." And she looked at me and she went, "Yeah, I will." And I went, "No, you won't." And she goes, "I will." I mean, okay then. We had book a wedding there, sure. And she went, "Okay." And I went, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah." Now, back then, guys, we didn't have very much money. We were broke compared to what the economy and all is now, whatever else. And we were both working full-time at the time. I was actually working... Where was I working at the time? I was working for Translink. And it was like literally, okay, well, we had a budget, guys. You'll laugh at this. We had a budget of £1,200. That's all we had for a wedding day. So she gave her dues. She went out and booked we got married in the town hall. We got all our suits and stuff, our dress, and a nice car to take us from one place to the other. We had a wee small area venue in Bangor, which obviously completely changed now. We invited about 40 or 50 people, and that was it. And I remember like it was yesterday. And the funny thing about it is, though, I look back at it that day, and I remember waking up that morning because I actually went to stay in Mum's house the night before. Before the wedding and stuff, and I remember sitting up in Tony's room because Tony was sick. Dad had the flu the week before as well. I didn't even have a stag party. I had nothing. I didn't even have a stag party because everybody came down with the bloody flu the week before my wedding. So I ended up going into town with one of my friends for a cold beer, and that was it. That's all I remember. That's all I did. So anyway, yes, the wedding day came, got up that morning, never forget it like it was yesterday. And I remember getting to the town hall, and I remember standing there, and everybody was starting to come into the room, and I was only, 23 at the time? And I'd be honest with you guys, I was shitting my pants. I was shitting my pants. And you're probably going to laugh about this, but I always tell this story now that this probably sounds so horrible, but I always believed at the time Brooke and Lewis's mum loved me at the time, but I never thought 100%. Like, it was always about 90, 92, 93%, but it wasn't like 1,000,000% sure that she fully loved me. And I was again, me and my overthinking, me and my stupid anxiety at the time, overthinking, thinking she's not going to turn up, I'm going to be left standing here like a dickhead, she's not going to turn up. And then Dad walked in there and he goes, she's here. And I went, oh shit. And that's when the whole nerves just hit me. And I remember she came into the room, stood at the front. And it's so funny because I don't know anybody out there who's married listens to this podcast, but when you're getting married, all you see in front of you is your partner. That's okay, that's obvious, but everything else around you just seems to black out, and it's just you and her standing there. And it was such a strange day, and I remember getting married and coming out of the front of the town hall, and it was all happy, la-di-da, and we ended up going from there into the nice car, which we hired out for the day, and went down to the place for the wee after party thing and whatever else. And I remember like it was yesterday, and it was so funny because literally about 2 weeks later she announced she was pregnant with Brooke. She got pregnant on the honeymoon. So, and then obviously life moved on from there, and yeah, it was a strange day, but I never forget my wedding day. It was like it was yesterday. I could sit here and tell you stories about it all day, about all the different things that happened and stuff, but I'm not going to because just don't want to get into it right now. But again, it was a good day, and I remember like it was yesterday, and that was 2005. So it was. But going back to obviously the people who got an email from today, John and Emma getting married this Friday. Guys, have a great day. Honestly, just enjoy yourselves and make as much memory as you can. You got your 3 boys there as well, and tell them all I said hello. And I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. Enjoy yourselves, guys, because wee emails like that make me smile. So they do. One more before I continue on. So I want to talk about one more thing before I go as well. Let's have a look through the old Instagram again here and see. Right, here's one here. Right, one more. One here from Stephen. Where's he from? Stephen Clifford? Stephen Clifford on Instagram just sent me a message here saying, hey Matthew, just want to ask you, any other plans for gaming videos on your channel? I've been watching Lewis's recent YouTube videos on his gaming, and it's actually getting quite good. Such a pity his channel isn't getting as many views as what it should be, because his content is getting better. Would you ever consider putting some gaming videos on your channel like you did a couple of years ago? I've been saying this for a long time, but to be quite honest with you, my PS5 hasn't hardly been touched lately because it's been so fucking busy. I was considering saying to Lewis about maybe doing some videos together, and then obviously for his channel, and then I could take a copy of it and put it in my channel too as well to try and get him some publicity. Because God love me, is working his ass off with any videos of his at the minute. He's trying to get it out there, guys. If you haven't checked it out, go and check out Lewis. Lewis Moor's gaming channel. It's Lewis Moor, just on LUIS Moor on YouTube. He is trying, God love him, his content's getting better and better and better, and there's just YouTube just don't seem to be distributing it out properly for him at the minute, and he's a wee bit cheesed off because he's working his wee tail off, God love him. And it's not even just that there, he's doing the videos with me at football as well at the weekend, and he is trying his hardest. But I did say to him, Lewis, you know, for the first couple of years we were on YouTube, we didn't really do overly big numbers until the Barcelona video came along, and once that went viral, our channel just went up through the fucking roof. So just keep working on it, and hopefully one video will take off, or somebody will recognise you and share your video or whatever, and something will happen and it'll hopefully take off. But his video content for gaming is really good, guys, and he is getting better at it. So even if you don't want to watch this video, just give him a wee subscribe if you're watching him on YouTube or whatever. Help him, because he is determined to try and make his wee channel grow. God love him. He is working really, really hard. Anyway, moving on back here now. I did say he was going to try and get the name of the donkey today. I want to leave it to Thursday, guys, because, again, I have a backlog of emails and people like that, and Instagram messages and stuff, as you all know, because I've been sick. I'm definitely going to name the donkey on Thursday. So, yes, Thursday, the name of the donkey for the Jackass of the Week segment. If you don't know what that is, guys, anybody who's new to us here in the podcast, every week we pick a Jackass of the Week on a Thursday, which is someone who's basically being a fucking jackass, whoever it is, whether it be a politician or a celebrity or someone local or whoever the fuck it is, we're going to name them Jackass of the Week. And obviously with me being sick over the weekend, I haven't written through all your messages yet as well, because there's a lot of you who've emailed, hence the title, donkey name, so I would like to go through some of them and obviously try and pick the best ones. I did say I was going to maybe try and get the top 5 or 6 and just like put them in a wee dish or something, or a wee thing, and like do a draw and post it on social media, the name of the donkey. So I'll keep you posted over the next 24 hours on social media, guys, but definitely want to name it on Thursday, because again, with me being sick over the last couple of days, it hasn't really helped, and I gotta go through a backlog of all your messages and emails and stuff like that, so bear with me. Right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for Tuesday. We're well over the hour mark again, as usual. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all your messages over the last lot of days. I'm actually going to speak to Dad later on today about trying to get Dad on the podcast to have a wee chat, because I think Dad would have some really good, interesting stories to talk about. Because he does tell me stories about, you know, people who he went to school with who ended up being footballers and things like that. You know, all different things Dad done growing up as a kid. And plus I get to learn more about my own dad as well. So I may even just say to him, just me and him just sit down, shoot the shit, shoot the breeze, and just have a conversation. Be interesting. But yes, guys, I'm going to be back on Thursday for another podcast on Thursday. I'm going to be dropping a couple of vlogs today, tomorrow, and obviously over the next few days. And then the weekend's going to be chock-a-block. We're going to be having football, hockey, travelling down to Dublin. I can't wait to get to Dublin Sunday. Oh my God, I can't wait to get to Dublin. It's going to be fun. Me and Tony going away for a day or so. Nice hotel, no kids, switched off. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Peace and quiet. So I am. So there you go. Right, guys, I'm going to head down the road here now. So if you are, again, want to listen to a future episode, you want to get any messages or questions or anything like that there, like, for example, that lovely family did today about the big wedding coming up, and people ask me different questions, moorarmypodcast@yahoo.com. Contact me on the old social media, which is Facebook, the Moor Army YouTube channel, Facebook page. Drop a like on it, drop me a message on it, whatever you want to do. Also the Instagram, official Matthew Moore, and for all your podcast merch and more, moorarmy.co.uk. Guys, I will see you back here on Thursday for another podcast. Hopefully feeling 100%. Yes, Thursday's coming along again, my cheat day. Even though I keep saying it's my fucking cheat day, and I don't even have a cheat day, I just end up drinking alcohol and eating very little, which is stupid of me. But I love my beer on a Thursday night. We're just switch off from the world and have a bit of fun. Guys, I hope you all have a great week. Good luck once again to those guys for their wedding coming up on Friday, which I'll probably hear from them, hopefully. Guys, honestly, good luck to your wedding. Let me know how you get on. And I will see you back here on Thursday for another episode of the Moor Army Podcast. Okay, but guys, if you're listening to us on TuneIn Radio, again, thanks for tuning in as well. And add us to your favourites on TuneIn. Spotify and Apple Music as well. Woohoo. Till Thursday, guys, I hope you all have a good rest of your Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll see you back here on Thursday for another episode of the Moor Army Podcast. Thanks for listening, guys.